We're going to talk about marriage.
How do you feel about that?
It's not that long ago that women needed to get married to men.
I couldn't have a traditional wedding because I might not make it out alive.
I romanticize marriage as like, you find the one, you get married to them, you have kids, you live happily ever after.
Sometimes we live in delusion that we want everything to work.
If the person you divorce is the person you're marrying, you wouldn't be marrying them.
I don't want to hate my partner for the rest of my life because I feel like they did me dirty. I can never get divorced. Why are we doing the vows? You need to just elope.
Our love is way bigger than the need to be together. I can't make you any promises. Can you make me any promises? Hi!
Happy episode 30.
No, it's not 30, it's 31.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're at 31.
That's actually crazy because when I was driving here, I was like, I can't believe it's 30. I should have got a cake.
We already did 30.
Wow. Let's do that again when it's 40.
Okay, let's do it. Well, I noticed that it's Christmas now.
How do you feel about that?
I like the red cups. I don't like Christmas.
It's funny that you say that because last night I made Trevor and I'm like looking up the movie. I sent it to my work. I made us watch a Lifetime movie. It's called like A Cowboy Christmas.
Oh my God.
And it's the really cheesy one.
There are so many. Do you know what I learned recently?
Yeah.
I think I learned it against my will, but there was like a documentary on Hallmark movies, like Christmas movies. And did you know they're all filmed in summer?
Yeah.
I didn't know
and
that.
it's all like the same revolving set.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's all shot in like Franklin, Nashville or something.
I find them really comforting because I like to get like pretty tipsy or high and like have a really big laugh. Like my brother and I laugh so hard. I think that's like so unrealistic that I find like a lot of humor and like weird comfort in it.
I don't like Christmas, but I do like some Christmas films. Like my favorite Christmas films are The Holiday.
Yeah.
And Love Actually, OVS.
I want to know why you don't like Christmas. Because it's a hot take.
It is a really hot
early
take.
Christmas cups.
These?
Yeah,
oh,
but tell me more.
Okay. I don't think it's that deep. Like I was just thinking about it. Like I don't think it's trauma or anything like that. I just think Christmas is very wintry. Like it's a winter holiday. Mm-hmm. Depending where you're in the world, it's very cold. And I'm more of a summer girl. Like I fuck with summer things.
Yeah.
And like I could fuck with Easter. Like that's around summer. I don't know. I've always, I was an only child growing up, so it's not like we had a lot of traditions and things like that. So I always felt very neutral about it. I've had some good Christmases, some bad Christmases. Like I just don't really like I'm more ambivalent rather than I don't like it. But actually no, I don't love it.
Because I'm like the total opposite.
But most people are. Most people love Christmas.
I think what it is for me is my mom is so into it.
Yeah.
So as kids, there's like a lot about the holidays and like we're planning things like the week before and we have all these traditions and she like really makes a big deal of it. So I think it's like I love it because I think of like all these fun things I do with my family. And it's like my brother doesn't live here anymore. So that
makes a difference.
But I do like I get that it can feel a little cringe because it's like, is this like false fun? But I also am like a homemaker at heart.
You're Martha Stewart.
Wrapping and like perfecting.
Whereas
my
bow. So bad at all that. Like I buy. So yeah, I don't. For example, growing up as an only child, I got like Christmas would just be me and my parents. So it was like nothing different than anything else.
Yeah.
Now it's maybe like a little more fun with my brother. My mum loves Christmas. She loves all the trees and the baubles and like, but I'm just like, I just don't. And I'm lucky in that they also, my parents, are very respectful of like, I can do whatever I want every Christmas.
Yeah.
So I have spent a few Christmases away from them, which also is not a hugely bad thing because I see them all the time. Like every month I see them. So Christmas is actually a great opportunity for me to do and like travel or like do the things that are like easier to do at that time. And I don't know. I'm not a big Christmas person.
I like for the work that I do, Christmas is like the biggest time and like the most busy I am. So like when everyone has the gap between like Christmas and New Year's, I'm always like working nonstop. And sometimes I do wonder, I'm like, will this make me hate the holiday spirit of e-commerce?
Yeah. Christmas.
Like Black Friday.
Christmas is the holidays is so marketing coded. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to like do some self introspection on why I am fucking Scrooge.
When I was a kid, I was like definitely older. Like I think 6th grade, I thought I saw Santa.
Me too.
And like I was telling my mom, and it's like now I'm like, was I a little liar? But in my head, I really thought it was real.
I'm the same, dude. That I remember when I saw Santa, and I think it was like a dream.
Yes,
but I still have that dream in my head. It's so weird.
I know. I can see it so clear, and it's like I remember telling them, and my parents were like obviously so supportive.
I saw Santa,
and I'm just like, God, they must have thought I was a little lying bitch,
or like a little crazy bitch.
Yeah. Still am.
Yeah, my favorite part of the holidays is giving people gifts. Oh,
Yeah,
there is nothing better than giving like gifts.
Love.
I'm very bad at wrapping though, so either I do like this, you know, when you see a wrapping and it's like looks like a 5-year-old did it. That's me.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, thanks.
It's the thought. It's the thought.
Or I get it like professionally wrapped.
Yeah.
But I love giving gifts.
My mom, when I was a kid, I'd always like beg because she's very intricate with the wrapping. It's
Yeah.
like a known thing. And then I'd ask to help. And like if I do the tape wrong, she'd like redo it.
Yeah. That's funny. I can see how in a big family that would be really fun. I can see how if you don't see your family often, that would be really fun. I can see how if you got kids, that's really fun. Growing up, I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, great. Also, my parents are not homemakers. They do not cook.
Right.
Christmas for us is like, oh, for God's sake, we have to source a fucking turkey.
Yeah,
like,
and like do all the
where does
things.
one get a turkey? And like, but I will say this year, my parents are coming to Hawaii to spend it with me. My wife won't be there, but it's just me. And it's just like a vacation. And then again, it's like, oh, where we're going to spend Christmas Day. And it's like, I don't know, it's fucking Hawaii. Like, there's not really many turkeys.
Fun, though.
Yeah, but so it's always a nice time to go. Like, for me, it's just a chance for travel. 2 weeks of uninterrupted, because no one's working.
No one's working.
Like, for me, it's all about, Christmas is all about travel.
Love. Last year for Christmas, my mom accidentally bought a chicken. Because she thought the picture was a turkey.
And it's just like Nando's for Christmas. I mean, what's the difference, really?
I don't really like turkey and stuff, but we always crack up thinking about my mom ordering a chicken.
Iconic.
So,
Iconic. On that
shall we get
note,
into
yes.
it?
So kind of related to the topic of homemaking, really.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about marriage. And what I think we've definitely touched on before, like what we think about marriage, what our thoughts are. But we want to go more in depth about whether we think it's really the representation of eternal love.
Yeah.
Or whether it's just a contract.
So when I was growing up and my parents were going through their divorce, I had always kind of heard this rumor that like 1 in every 2 marriages ends in divorce. So I decided to do a little fact check.
I love that.
So
It's probably like, wait, let me guess.
Yeah.
Are the divorce rates around, for heterosexual couples, around 60%?
So it's 2 marriages for every 1 divorce. So
that's 1 in 3.
Yeah.
So that's 30%.
Yes. 1 in 3 is...
So 2 marriages for... Wait.
So out of 3 people, or out of out of 3 marriages, 2 will end in divorce.
So 60%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great.
It's 2/3. Yeah.
So I was like really shocked to hear that.
I'm not.
You think... Okay. So that was one stat. Then it said the average age for getting married in the U.S.
26
for men or women.
women.
Women is 28.
Oh, men.
And then, do you want to guess for men?
34.
30.
Fuck.
So what I thought was kind of interesting about this is I was like, oh, I imagine like that's probably like evolved with time because I think women are getting married like later and later. So obviously that's correct. In the 60s, the average age for a woman to get married was 18.
Yeah, but also you have to bear in mind that life expectancies were like you die at like 70 or 60.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to get married earlier. Also, it's not that long ago that women needed to get married to men. Like you couldn't have a credit card and all those sorts of things. We don't need that now.
I also like looked up the rates in Europe because I was like, oh, I wonder how it comps to the US. And basically like they're saying Europeans get married older. Mm-hmm. Their marriages are lasting longer, but they still have a high divorce rate.
Yeah.
So nothing, I guess, is that shocking.
Can I tell you some fun stats?
Yeah.
What do you think, like, amongst community? So, like, if we think about heterosexual couples, about lesbians, gay men, who do you think has the highest divorce rate?
I would say straight couples.
It's lesbians.
Really?
Yes. So lesbians have like an insane divorce rate of something like 70+%.
I am genuinely shocked to hear
I'm
that.
absolutely not shocked.
Share.
I think everything with lesbians is very intense. So you fall in love faster, you get married faster, and obviously if you do things faster, you don't think it through that much.
Yeah.
Also just intensity of like, if you are unhappy, I think women are more likely to end, especially when you don't like, you're not with a man that maybe you might need something from them, like kids, or like you're like okay, let's just cut this, like let's go.
Less
that
baggage.
It does not surprise me whatsoever.
Wow.
And then guess who has the lowest divorce rates?
Gay guys?
Gay men.
Yeah.
Because open marriages and like it's just like they're just happy.
Yeah, I just like, it's so funny. I was talking to like some of my friends who are like in gay, they've been dating forever, and they're just like talking about like how they navigate like open relationships.
Yep.
And it always just blows my mind because it's with such maturity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh.
Unless you're Lily Allen and David Harbour.
Okay, literally, I am so fucking obsessed with her album.
I have so many thoughts though.
West End Girl. Okay.
West End Girl's my favorite track. Okay, these are my thoughts. I have met Lily a couple times.
Okay.
So I want to preface everything by saying I am the biggest Lily fan.
I fucking love her.
Love her music, love who she is. First few thoughts though. If you enter into an open marriage, like and this is just what I deduced from the lyrics. So I'm not like, obviously I have no context to anything.
Like the song Madeline.
You are speaking about someone who broke the rules of an open marriage, which is already like a vague, it's like, does an open marriage really have like these succinct rules? Because even if you make these succinct rules, like you could argue so much about it. Like, I don't know, you're just kind of like, she's really going in and deep and fiery about something that you're kind of like, it's a recipe for disaster, Lily.
So I didn't know a ton of context. I just had a lot of people text me when the album came out being like, you need to listen to this album. And I love Lily Allen. So the first song, Pussy Palace, I was like,
I love that song.
Yeah, this is a bop. I played it like over and over.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, if I had this album going through my breakup, like
you'd have been empowered. You would have been empowered.
So I was feeling really empowered. Then when I listened to the song Madeline, like 3 times on repeat, I'm like, Lily, you really opened Pandora's box and you got burned and you're pissed.
Yeah.
As someone who has known what's going on and let it keep happening because I'm living in Delulu, I'm just like, where did she think that it was gonna work?
That's what I'm saying. Like, depending what personality, like if you're Lily Allen and let's assume that she loves David Harbour and that she doesn't really want to be in this open marriage and she lets it like you're just gonna get burnt.
Yeah.
Also though, he seems like trash, so like I'm also not defending him. Like he seems like the absolute worst fucking male, and there's all these other allegations against him. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know him, so I wouldn't know. But also, like, a lot came out about Lily herself, that, like, she's not no saint. And, like, Zoe Kravitz fucking hates her because she kind of, like, sexually assaulted Zoe Kravitz and, like, kissed her without consent.
Yes.
And apparently there was also, I'm not going to bring it up because I don't know, I can verify the Zoe Kravitz thing because Zoe has spoken about it on an interview, but I can't verify the other things. 2
sides to every story always. And, like, I know from my situations, I wasn't necessarily a saint.
No.
You know?
Well, I don't think... No, I know, but, like, what happened to you was fucked up.
I think it's just, like, sometimes we live in delusion that we want everything to work. And then when we get burned, we're like, our ego is so hurt.
That you're like, I did everything. Like, you don't want to assume any responsibility in the situation.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about artistry and being a singer or, you know, creating art is that, like, literally anything can happen to you and you can just turn it into, like, a masterpiece.
Yeah.
So this whole open marriage, like, David Harbour fucking other women in an open marriage and Lily getting burnt from it could be a very mundane situation, or it could be a really sick album. And it's like, you can kind of make lemonade from lemons, you know?
Agreed. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I can't wait to keep listening to it.
Pussy Palace is a bop.
So I know you and I kind of have differing opinions on this.
On marriage?
Yeah, on marriage, not on Lily. I think like what I want to hear more from for you, which is really interesting, is like I feel like because I'm a child of divorce, in my head as a young age, I was like, I can never get divorced.
Right.
But I have a lot of friends who have been married multiple times and they're living their best life. Like, it doesn't seem like it's chaotically erupted their souls.
And that's how kind of I feel deep down.
Yeah.
Not that I've gone through a divorce, but I think that the idea of divorce doesn't scare me. So my journey with the thoughts about marriage has definitely changed. I think as a young girl, similar to all of my friends, I romanticize marriage as like, you find the one, you get married to them, you have kids, you live happily ever after, and God forbid you get married and get a divorce. Like, to me, that just felt like ultimate failure. And then as I grew up, got older, became an adult, I really realized that marriage is way more about the tying of lives together and the legal implications that have and the need for it from like a legal standpoint, more of a representation of your undying love for someone. For an example, when my wife and I got married, we refused to do vows. Because at that point, we felt like there were no vows we could do. Like, we were like, I can't make you any fucking promises. Can you make me any promises? She was like, no. We refused to do vows.
Let's talk more about that, because I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, we had no vows. Because there are no promises I can make to someone. Like, I cannot promise that I'm going to be with you forever.
Yeah.
I cannot promise that we're not going to get a divorce. I cannot promise that I'm going to love you forever. Like,
yeah, period.
Like, I don't know what these promises fucking are, because I don't think anyone can promise anything.
So this is a mind unlock for me, because I've actually never thought about that, and I didn't know you guys did that. I do think the whole idea of vows is just very archaic. I like the idea of vows of like, I can show up for you in the best way that I can.
But can you? Like,
I think I can.
But can you promise to do that? Because one day you might.
No.
You're like...
No, it's like, because it's fair. It's like I wrote my goals list for 2026.
I love how you're like, I already failed the goals.
I shared them with Trevor, and one of my goals was like to be more present. And I was like, I just haven't been present this year, and like I need to work on that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you are present sometimes on the weekends.
Oh, sometimes.
And then I was like, fuck, I don't know if my goal for 2026 can be to be present, because like, what if something happens?
Yeah, I think Trevor is now going to get the worst vows on earth. So okay, and here's the thing. I personally chose not to do vows, because honestly at that point we were just, also the circumstance around how we got married and when we got married, like there's so much to it that I won't go into, but like we weren't in this like wedding bliss, like forever love type situation. Like it was more of a need at the time that we joined lives rather than holy fucking shit, we're going to be together forever. Like we were honestly like on the verge of a breakup when we got married.
No,
so like
I remember.
But I will say, even if we even if we did our marriage now, I still probably wouldn't do vows. But I will say this, when I go to people's weddings and I hear their vows, I cry. I think they're beautiful. I'm not saying other people shouldn't make promises. I think it's great if you do.
Yeah.
I can't, and I don't want to. Now, if I had to do a vow, what I would probably do is talk about you, or like the person, and be like, thank you for always doing this for me. Thank you for being that person. I love that our life is Y, Z, and X, and whatever. Like, I wouldn't be like, I stand here before you in sickness and in health, because like I just don't fucking know.
Yeah. I think this conversation that you had with your wife is a sign of like healthy transparency, which like at least at the end of the day when I hear this, although it is non-traditional, how amazing that you can at least talk to each other and be like, this is where we're at. Because I think that is something a lot of couples cannot do. And
it wasn't even that deep. I think we just looked at each other and we were like, we're not doing vows, right? She's like, nah. Like we were like, there is nothing we can promise at this stage. But I will say it came with a lot of experience, because with my ex-boyfriend, we would talk about, like, we would literally lie in bed and be like, oh, when we have a little baby, it's going to be in between us. And like when we get married, and there was like a lot of promises and promulgation of like eternal passion and eternal love and weddings and babies. And the day that I realized that, you know, I loved him, but not in the way of I'm in love with this person and I want to be with them.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking. And not only heartbreaking I'm sure it was more heartbreaking for him than it was for me. But it's heartbreaking for everyone. And I think it's more heartbreaking because you've made all those promises to each other and you've made all those plans and you've made all those thoughts. And now I'm in a position that, like, I've not made one fucking promise to my wife, and I've not made one long-term like of course, like, you know, we want to build things together and we want to do, like, you know, we talk about plans and we talk about like what our final goal is of like what would our ideal life look like together, and, you know, are we marching the same way, and if not, like, when do we decide that we're not going the same way? But actually having these discussions that are way more realistic in terms of like, are we marching the same way this year? Is our goal still the same? If not, like, what are we going to do about it? Rather than like, I'm going to love you forever and we're always going to have the same goal and like we're always going to like be together, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, like in 10 years time you might want something different.
Yeah.
And I think that the discussion for us around a breakup or a divorce just doesn't fucking scare us. Mm-hmm. And I think we have a common understanding of like, we'd be fucking heartbroken because we love each other, but our love is way bigger than the need to be together.
Yeah. I think it's interesting and nice to hear this perspective, because I think what I feel is that I watched this YouTube video and like we could link it, but it was about like how everyone does the same thing and conforms. And so it's like this girl waiting in like a medical office and everyone's in on it. And there's like a beep every minute and they all stand.
And she stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they all leave, she's new. Like she's the only one there and a new group comes in. And
she does it.
Doing it. And then they all conform.
Yeah.
And it like talks about conformity and like kind of these boundaries we put on ourselves. But like if you ask her why she's doing that, she couldn't answer.
Yeah.
So I do think like what you said is just interesting to talk about, because like why are we doing the vows? And like that's just such a simple thing that I've actually never thought about. And yeah.
But like it's so funny because obviously my marriage to my wife is very non-traditional in every fucking sense. Like we don't live together, which again people are like, wait, you don't live with your wife? And I'm like, well, we spend a lot of time together, but like we spend a lot of not time together too. But I will say, when we talk about having a proper wedding, like an actual wedding, there are things from the traditional ways of doing a wedding that I really like. Like I really like the idea of walking down an aisle by like your dad or your parents. And then my wife's always like, you mean like someone giving you away, like you're a piece of property? And I'm like, okay, when you put it like that, it sounds lame, but like I like that. I like that tradition. I like the first dance. I like all that shit. Yeah. And I know it doesn't come from a place of like it's archaic, but it's the same thing as like everyone celebrating Christmas, everyone's celebrating the birth of fucking Jesus. Yeah. And lo and behold, they're not fucking religious. No, so it's kind of like that. You end up just doing things because it becomes quite nice.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of non-traditional weddings recently, and like I love them. I think it's fun to see like what people take from different aspects, but I like that like we're living in a time where at least people are flexing their opinion a little more, and we're not just all doing things because our parents told us to do them.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who have gotten married who then after text me and they're like, you need to just elope.
That's what we did.
And I know, and I'm just like, I think for me, because I'm a control freak and have severe OCD and I'm a perfectionist and don't sleep, I couldn't have a traditional wedding because I might not make it out alive.
Well, if you get a planner and all that, like you'll be fine.
I don't know.
If you
get
a planner,
I would just have a party.
Yeah. So when we eloped, we decided we were going to elope / get married like 7 days before we did.
Yeah.
And then we were like, should we wear white? And then she was like, yeah, let's wear white. And then I was like, okay, I'll look in my wardrobe, see what I've got. Wore a dress that I've had since I was 17.
Yeah.
We had a couple of options and I was like, you know what? I might order something extra. So we actually ordered something from
Amazon. Is this when it came in the Amazon bag?
This is a great story. So we ordered something that was $30 from Amazon. Because, of course, at this point, I'm not like, we're not buying a wedding dress. Like, we'll buy something white, a dress that... Because what happened was this. I picked out what I wanted to wear. And it was very flowy. And we decided we were going to elope on a beach. So she was like, well, I think my dress should also be flowy. Because if I have something super structured and, like, rigid... and you're in like this beautiful flowy beach dress, like we're not gonna look right. So I was
Yeah.
like, don't worry, babe, I'll order you a couple of options from Amazon. And again, like $100 budget.
Yeah.
Ordered a couple of things. I was away when it arrived, and my friend Matt, who got the delivery, it came this wedding dress, which was not a wedding dress.
Picture you sent me.
Yes,
In the bag.
we can put it up here. So we ordered it, and I had already told my friends, I was like, I ordered this thing from Amazon, and Matt goes, I think your curtains arrived. And I was like, what curtain? He goes, you ordered a curtain, right? And I was like, no, what do you mean? He goes, a curtain has just been delivered. He thought the wedding dress was a curtain.
So funny.
So bad. But it actually looked really pretty on her.
I remember when you sent me the photo, I was like, it just needs to be steamed.
But it looked great on her. It looked
fab.
flowy and beachy. But we were just so unserious about the whole thing.
Yeah.
We were like, what should we do on the day? I don't know. We'll like book a dinner and like. So how it worked is we knew we wanted to elope at sunrise in a beach that is gorgeous, tunnels in Kauai. We ordered this officiant on the internet, it's just a site that you can book someone. And we were like, look, we're going to get married at sunrise, so you need to meet us at like 6 a.m. When we met him in a parking lot, he was smoking weed. So our officiant was stoned, but he was a great guy.
So funny.
And we went to the beach. My wife decided that she wanted to have bubbles for the ceremony, so she took the champagne, but I don't drink champagne. So she offered it to the officiant, and she was like, do you want some?
Did he get twisted?
So they started drinking. We had a photographer who was crying the whole I say ceremony. It really wasn't a ceremony. So she was the only person we had there. And then we didn't have shoes the whole day. Like, I don't ever recall having shoes. So we were just walking around Kauai, like barefoot, being like, what should we do next? We went for breakfast in our wedding dresses.
Love.
And everyone was like, oh my God, you're getting married.
I think it's fun to just also like be in the moment.
Yeah. And then the weirdest thing happened, which was we were staying at the one in Kauai, which was the most expensive thing of the elopement. Honestly, like the Amazon dress was $30 and the daily rate for the one was like fucking $1,100 a night.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's where our wedding budget is going, just the hotel. And so after we eloped, we went back to the hotel and we were just like, what should we do today? And we ran into one of my friends, Lacey. Like, she was just there.
I remember.
And so Lacey was like, what do you
Was
mean?
she a playmate?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't a playmate, but she's Playboy related. And then she was like, so we told her, we were like, oh, we just eloped. And this is like, I suppose, our wedding day. Which, by the way, it's my anniversary in 2 days.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 11/11.
Oh, shit. I was out in Hawaii then.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
And then basically she was like, what do you mean you're eloping? And we were like, yeah, we just did it. And so that night when we had dinner at the hotel, Lacey was also having dinner with her friends. And she picked up our whole tab, which was like not cheap.
Yeah.
She was like, it's your wedding.
It's really
like, you shouldn't
nice,
pay for
though.
your dinner. I was like, I'm pretty sure we should. So she kind of spent some of the wedding day with us, which was totally unplanned, but like so nice. Like everything was very unplanned.
Yeah. I mean, I think non-traditional weddings and just like doing what's right for you and not doing it for somebody else.
But I think we were very okay with that because we were like, we're going to do this crazy elopement that we are not planning and we just see what happens. But then one day, like, we do want a real wedding that will be like about other people. And like, let's say we do it like in 5 years or 10 years, like, you know, we can like celebrate the anniversary with like like Shelby did that too.
Yeah.
She got married and then she had a party.
I just think I would want a party, but I don't see myself wanting to spend a lot of money. Like,
oh my God, I want to
having a
spend
big
so
wedding.
much money on it. I want to
don't
spend like
think I
10
would.
times what I spent on my 30th.
I love that. I don't think I would. I think I'd want like jewelry.
Like, I think my budget would be like 100K. If I could get 100K somehow for a wedding, I think I'd want a $100,000 wedding.
I think if I could have $100,000, I'd want like a sick ring, a dress, and like a 2-week vacation.
I love that in my head. I'm like, is she going to say like travel the world, but she says a sick ring? Because, oh my God, if you offered my wife, if you offered my wife 100K, she's like, there is absolutely no way we're doing a fucking wedding. She's like, how about a fucking house? I'm like, no, who needs a house?
I told Trevor, I was like, I want a ring so big, I like get carpal tunnel. I'm like, ow.
That's so you. Whereas I'm like, this is a little tiny, at least it's fucking real though.
Yeah, we know how we
Carrot
feel.
blindness.
I have kind of a wild story about weddings, and I've heard this more often than not, but sometimes like the day of the wedding is like when the drama goes down between the couple.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine told me a story about a wedding he had gone to last summer. And the bride and groom, it's like 30 minutes before. And then all of a sudden there's like a lot of commotion. And so I guess the guy had been cheating on the girl. And the like girl airdropped pictures of them together to the bride. And she was like they're about to do the like reveal photo.
So this is such an interesting thing because, and I think about this all the time, kind of like, you know, in the Summer I Turned Pretty where they decide last minute not to get married.
Yeah.
So this is something I think about a lot where if you're about to get married on your wedding day and you either like find out you're being cheated on or like you decide you don't want to go through with it, personally, I think I'd still do the day and then annul the wedding.
Yeah.
Because I would feel so bad to send people home.
It's definitely, I guess what she did is like he made her sign a prenup. And then she was like, we're not signing a prenup anymore. Like, I'm not going to embarrass you, but like, we're going to get married.
Should we talk about prenups?
Yeah.
Prenup. You need to get a prenup. Whatever you're about to say, you're getting a prenup.
I know a lot of people that didn't get prenups that I think should have gotten a prenup.
All of my friends haven't gotten prenups.
I just think a prenup is so necessary because God forbid something happens. It's like, namaste, let's go on our way. I think that's when all the chaos happens. And like, I don't want to hate my partner for the rest of my life because I feel like they did me dirty. I would just want to be like, this didn't work because of X, Y, or Z. Peace.
Well, the person you marry isn't the person you divorce. Like, people change. I truly don't think that the person, because if the person you divorce is the person you marry, you wouldn't be marrying them, right?
Yeah, I guess
So my point is, you can't really predict how someone's going to act in a divorce and what they're going to want and what they're going to do to you. But I also want to say, if you don't get a prenup, you can always get a postnup as well.
Yeah.
So, because what people don't realize, and this is as someone who's saying you should get a prenup. But what people don't realize is prenups aren't actually legally binding documents.
Yeah.
They're not an official document. What they are is a recommendation signed by both parties that says, if we get divorced, you know, this is how we'd split things. The courts are the ones that are ultimately going to look at that recommendation and decide.
Yeah. I think if you have a lot of money, though, it goes a different way.
For example, I think it was like Bill Gates and his wife. They had a prenup. And I might be telling this story wrong. So I need to fact check myself. But there was something to do with like, even with a prenup, the court can say, well, this is fucking bullshit because actually this isn't fair. So even with a prenup, like let's say a man signs a prenup with a woman and they go through a marriage. Let's say the woman has raised kids, has done all these things. They get divorced. There is a prenup in place to protect the man or whoever. The courts could look at it and still say, well, this is still bullshit and we decide otherwise. So people don't realize that a prenup isn't a legally binding document.
Yeah, but if you have a good lawyer...
True.
You can sway it. I just know a lot of people.
If Kim Kardashian is your lawyer, no. I am saying you should still get a prenup. Like, I'm not saying that like you shouldn't, but what I'm saying is like it. You know, at the end of the day, it's still. But you're right. You could get a good lawyer and fight for you. Postnups are great too, though, because that's what I mean about a postnup. It has the same level of kind of recommendation as a prenup. You're just doing it after you get married.
Yeah, I think too a lot of couples don't have like the hard conversations about money, and it seems like something that would be so obvious, but I feel like I just know a lot of people who didn't do
personally
that.
I have a harder time talking about money than talking about like sex or anything. I think the money conversation is so hard, and I personally have been through so many difficult conversations with my wife about how we spend our money and how we divide the money. And I mean, it's fucking awful, especially when you both earn different things, you know. And but also in my case, like, we're in this new dynamic that I've never been before, that I can't look to other people, because like, let's say if you're in a heterosexual situation, there might be societal norms where, like, you know, you're being looked after by a guy. If you're going to get pregnant at some point, there is an inference there that you're going to take maternity leave and you're going to look after the kids if you want to stay at home. And so there's like these kind of like preset ideas of how the money should be like dealt with, right? And of course I'm generalizing and it's different for everyone. But like the situation I'm in is like very unique, and it's really up to me to decide like how the fuck to navigate it. And when I entered into this relationship and there was these conversations, I was literally like I didn't know how to even think about it, because I didn't know if doing what I really wanted to do was like okay, or actually should I like be thinking this more about like a societal way of like how things. It's really fucking confusing.
So I guess to kind of dig deeper into that, what are your thoughts with like bank accounts and like couples marrying and then merging their bank accounts and then you share, or do you think it should be separate?
I think that people need to do what works for them, because you might be with some like, and I think this happens with me and my wife, where like we have very different ideas of how we should navigate money. And at some point, like in some instances I compromise and I kind of do like what she wants, and then in some she actually compromises for me a lot and kind of has to deal with like the fact that I don't want to do certain things, and like, you know, you kind of had to compromise. But I also know couples that are like super aligned with how they want to navigate finances and stuff. So I really think that's a difficult question, because I think it's so personal.
I just asked that because I've obviously not been in a situation where we share money, but I think with my boyfriend now, we kind of do a good job of like trading off what we pay for, splitting. Like I wanted to go to Chicago for my brother's girlfriend's birthday, and I was just like, I'll get the hotel because like I just want you to come with me. And so I felt like because it was my idea, we didn't need to split it, and then he's like offering to split.
But that's the thing, those are the things you think about when you are like boyfriend and girlfriend. But I think when
it sounds like childish.
No, it's not. It's literally how you do things when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and whatever. But when you're married and you kind of combine lives in a legal sense, like technically if I was to die today, gets fucking everything, you know. I'm not that I like my bank, like honestly my bank account's like gets $32. She's
like, you bitch.
No, I'm speaking as if like fuck, she gets the mansion, she gets the cars, she gets like my next paycheck for $1,000. But you know, it's like, so it's like, okay, if there is this very heavy legal implication, then why the fuck are you like, you know, it's just your money. Also, I had a very interesting upbringing, because with my parents' situation, it was completely flipped. Like my mum was the breadwinner. She, you know, my dad was at home for a lot of the times, like taking care of my brother and whatever. So it's just like, I also never had this like traditional vision of money and like how the man is the bread, like stuff like that. Like my gender role examples have always been very different. So it was always maybe destiny that I'd end up in like a very non-traditional situation. But yeah, I think money is very, very sensitive to me, and it's a topic that I'm still working around it, and it's a topic that I'm still going to like talking about it in therapy and like but it's a very personal thing. So at the end of the day, there's so much work you can do, but at the end of the day, you're going to think what you're going to think, and you're going to have emotions around it, and you have to either be with someone who's willing to compromise and meet you in the middle, and you have to might do some compromising too, or you get with someone who's super aligned with, we're going to have a separate bank account, or we're going to have a joint bank account, or we're going to have budget meetings every month, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And you just have to work it out.
It work.
It's tough. And then kids come into play. Like, I'm sorry, but when people start having kids and they're still like Venmoing each other, like that to me is insane.
Weird.
I think that, so in my head, this is how it works. The levels of like financial liaison, boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend and boyfriend and boyfriend. That's like level one of like, you might still be very separate, or like someone might cover something and someone else. Level 2 is like you're married, so things might be a bit more joint. Hopefully they're a bit more joint, and you might look at the pot as like a whole pot. Level 3 is kids, where it's like, mate, that's one pot. Like whatever you're doing, that's one pot.
With the kids is crazy.
Venmo you for the kids' shoes.
With the shoe emoji.
With the shoe emoji.
I guess the last thing I'll say about this, which like I was just thinking about when you were talking about like the split bank account. When I was younger, like totally thought I could do like a Bill Belichick situation. You know how he has like the the youngin', and I was like, you know, I would totally marry for like a lifestyle, and like, is love even real? And like, I don't know, I was very just like,
But I think
more
that's
doomsday about it.
But I think that's such a realistic vision. Because sorry to interrupt you, but can I give you a fact about that? So historically, marriage was never about love. It was land, lineage, labor, and alliances. Romantic love, being the basis for marriage, is only about 250 years old.
Yeah.
So marriage was never even about love.
Yeah. And it's like, I just always felt like, oh, I could just like have some fun love like in dating, and then the person I marry could be more like about lifestyle, but like I want to be friends with them, but I don't really fucking care what they do. And like if I get to live a great life, like I'm so down, and then I can like share this with my family and friends. And like when I saw the Bill Belichick thing, I was like, fuck, like it's interesting how I like didn't pursue that avenue of my life, and now love is like so important to me.
But you make an interesting observation about, so if marriage, let's say, if marriage really is more about a contract and not so much about love, or of course people get married for love, but ends in divorce anyways, obviously. Yeah. And this is something I've brought up before, I think, with kids, but like it does still shock me that not more people are having kids with their friends, or like getting married to their friends. Because if you're going to make a contract with someone that you want to trust and you want to have all this like deep respect and love for, isn't it easier to do it with someone that you're not so emotionally intense with? Yeah. Like,
I think about it all the time.
Fuck, we should just got married as friends. Like
I have a best friend who's straight, and like we've never hooked up or anything. And I was always just like, why wouldn't we get married? Like we'd have the best fucking life ever. We have so much fun. We crack up. We never get in tiffs. And we like cohabitate so well together.
And then you could have your side pieces of like people you're just gonna like.
Fun.
I do wonder why more like friends should just get married.
I would like love to see in the next 10 years like where this goes. Just because I think like it's ever evolving, and like Gen Z doesn't give one fucking fuck.
Yeah, Gen Z are. So yeah, I've got some stats here. So on that note, we have less people getting married than ever. People that are married, they are living together less. People are getting married later, and then cohabitation also without marriage is rising, as well as the living together apart thing. So essentially the stats are bleak. Like marriage as a concept is not winning right now.
Yeah. I mean, my mom and dad got remarried much later in life. I mean, my mom was
and they
younger.
have such a good marriage.
Yeah, and they're like vibing out so hard. So it's like also inspiring to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a question here for you.
Yeah.
That's really interesting to think about. So would marriages be healthier if licenses expired and needed renewal every 5 years?
Yes.
Because then it's like your divorce.
Literally love that, because I think it's like almost a health check, right? Where then it becomes less dramatic. It's like you have this conversation because you have to renew.
Yeah.
And like you could just be like, I'm so fucking over you. You don't listen to any of the feedback. I'm out.
You don't listen to any of the feedback. You know? You didn't look at the amends that I requested. And this is the other thing. I will say though, whilst I'm like, from this episode, you've seen that I'm like, neither nor. Like, I think that people should get married on the basis of like, you might need to marry them for like legal reasons. But I don't think it necessarily is a good like representation of your love for each other. And I think that people that are in long-term commitments but without the marriage are just as valid, you know, to be together. But I do wonder if those people that like have committed to each other long-term in like a romantic way, if because they don't have the marriage, if it's like less easy to commit because they can just walk away. And I say that because once me and my wife did get married for like, you know, certain legal reasons and just the fact that we needed to align our lives together more. I actually think like the way we encounter problems and the way we conflict resolute is actually gotten easier because we can't just walk away as easy. Like I remember when beforehand I'd break up with her every argument. Like, well, this is it. Bye-bye. And now I'm like, I can't do that. Like she's my wife. Like, you know.
I mean, I was going through a bad phase of doing that, which I curbed.
Have we changed?
Yeah, I curbed it. I stopped because I was like, wow, it's like some demon time shit. But I agree with you. I think like for me, I know I want to get married, but I feel no rush. Like I know I just want to be in the right relationship that's healthy, and so I don't have like a time block on it. I would also have kids and not be married.
Also,
like,
the benefit of getting married later on is that you have more money to do your dream wedding.
yeah, that's true.
I was actually there for my parents' wedding day. They got married when I was 6. I was actually
I've seen the pic.
Yeah, I was actually the flower girl, and I did something hilarious where so they sent me. I was very young, so they sent me in, and I was like doing the flowers,
Yeah.
and then I think they realized they sent me in at the wrong time. So then they were like, come back. And I was like, oh shit, I have to come back. Instead of like a normal child and walking back,
Yeah.
I picked up all the petals
So cute.
and put them back in the basket. And I was just like doing that.
You're
like,
probably the star of the show.
everyone. So we have obviously the wedding VHS, the tape.
Yeah.
And everyone is dying laughter because
I'd
I'm
be
so
obsessed.
serious like picking
Yeah.
them up. But yeah, they were still very young though, so it's not like they had even more money to get married. I mean, if they did a wedding now, it'd be so oh my god, maybe I should suggest that to them. It'd be so dope, like a renewal of vows.
I love a vow renewal.
Oh my god, they should do that.
I think it's really fun.
I think so. Yeah, my parents have been married they've been together since they were 14. They've been married I think they've been together for over 36 years. They've been married for a long. I don't know how they do it. It's very
amazing.
confusing.
Not many of those long ones out there.
No, like I do think I might be the. Actually, let's just color. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Well, I'll just say this, boyfriend, if you're watching,
She wants a ring.
give me a.
She would like a ring. She would like
Give
a
me a
ring.
ring, baby.
She would like a diamond ring.
And not a ring on the phone.
Yes. Anyways, let us know your thoughts on marriages. I think we have very differing views, and Devon's a bit more traditional. I'm a bit more wild, and
I was traditional for once.
I think you still are. I think you're still a little bit. I don't know.
I have some tradition in me. I like.
Yeah, you still do.
Okay.
All right. Bye.